The cold stars shone quietly over the edge of known space. A small human fleet drifted silently, far from home. They were no longer welcome in the great galactic empire. Their crime? Being too dangerous? The empire had feared humans for a long time. Humans were unpredictable, strong, and full of surprises. Many alien races could not understand human ways, and so they saw humans as a threat. The Empire decided to exile them. Commander Jace Walker stood on the bridge of the last human warship, the Horizon Star. Scanned the blackness outside. The ship's engines hummed softly as it slowly moved toward the exile planet, a harsh world called Dracos 9. Jace was young but strong. He had been chosen to lead the exiles. He knew this mission was both a punishment and a chance to prove humans' worth. Dracos 9 is not kind, the chief engineer warned. It's a dead world for most species. The atmosphere is thin, the ground is rocky, and storms hit without warning. The crew nodded silently. Everyone knew it would be hard to survive. As the fleet entered orbit around Dracos 9, Jace felt a mix of fear and hope. They had no choice but to make this harsh planet their new home. Behind them, the great empire watched from afar. The empire was proud and powerful, but also afraid. Afraid of what humans might become if left alone. The ships landed one by one on rocky plains. Humans quickly began unloading supplies and technology. The colony was small, but determined. Every man, woman, and child worked together to build shelters and find food. Jace walked among his people, giving words of courage. "We are not defeated," he said firmly. "This exile is only the start. We will grow stronger here. The Empire may have cast us out, but we will return one day better than ever." The exiles found that Dracos 9 was not completely lifeless. Strange plants grew in caves, and some hardy animals moved cautiously. Scientists studied the new environment, searching for ways to survive and thrive. Slowly, humans adapted. Learned how to use the planet's rare resources, turning rocks into tools and energy. Meanwhile, the Empire's leaders argued among themselves. Some believed that banishing the humans was a mistake. Others said it was necessary for safety. But all agreed on one thing: humans were dangerous. They had seen human technology improve faster than any other races. Humans had weapons that could change battles in moments. Most importantly, humans had spirit and willpower that no alien race fully understood. Back on Dracos 9, Jace called a meeting with his commanders. "We cannot stay weak," he said. "We must build a fleet again. Not just any fleet, but one. That shows the galaxy what humans can do when pushed to the edge." His second-in-command, Captain Laura Kim, nodded. "We have some old ships, but many are damaged. We will need to repair and upgrade. We also need new strategies." The Empire fights with rules and pride, but humans fight with heart and surprise. The colonists agreed and started working harder. Engineers and mechanics spent long hours fixing ships. Scientists experimented with new weapons. Soldiers trained in ways never seen before. Humans shared stories of their past victories and learned from their mistakes. One evening, Jace looked up at the stars. The sky was clearer than ever on this planet. He saw the familiar constellations from Earth and felt a fire inside him. "We are not alone," he whispered. "The Empire may forget us, but we remember who we are." In the months that followed, humans discovered something strange in the old alien ruins on the planet. Strange machines that hummed softly, hidden. Under the ground, these machines seemed to have power beyond their understanding. Jace sent teams to study them carefully. They called this discovery the Heart of Dracos. With the Heart of Dracos, humans began to improve their ships and weapons faster than before. New energy shields were created. Engines became stronger. Weapons became smarter. The Empire had never seen technology like this. As the humans rebuilt their fleet, they also rebuilt their hope. Children played under the red sun, dreaming of stars and freedom. Elders told tales of Earth and the Empire, warning of dangers but also inspiring courage. One day, a scout ship detected movement far away in space. The Empire was watching closely. Rumors of human survival and strength reached Imperial ears. Council feared that humans might not stay quiet for long. Back on Draco's 9, Jace gathered his people again. The Empire sent us away because they feared us. But fear is not weakness. It is a warning. We will not hide. We will prepare. One day, we will send a message they cannot ignore. The colonists cheered. They knew the road ahead would be dangerous and long, but they also knew that their exile was not the end. It was the beginning of a new chapter, as the Horizon Star's engines hummed quietly in the hangar. Jace looked toward the stars once more. For our people, for our future, he said softly. We will rise from exile and show the galaxy that humans are more than just dangerous, they are unstoppable. The harsh winds of Draco's 9 swept across the rocky plains, but the humans had learned to stand strong. Their exile had not broken them, it had made them tougher. As the months passed, they worked not just to survive, but to build something greater. Their small fleet was no longer just a handful of broken ships. It was growing, changing, and becoming something new. Commander Jace Walker and Captain Laura Kim had formed a plan. They would not face the Galactic Empire alone. They needed allies, friends, who understood what it meant to be outcasts, to be underestimated, to fight for survival. So, secret envoys were sent into nearby star systems, carrying messages of hope and strength. The first of these allies were the Varkan, a fierce alien tribe known for their warrior skills and loyalty. Once enemies of the Empire, the Varkan had been pushed to the edges of space, much like the humans. When Jace's envoys met the Varkan leaders, they found a common ground. Both races had been cast out, and both wanted a future free from Empire control. "We fight with honor," said Varkan, Chief Drill, his deep voice echoing in the meeting hall. "Honor alone will not save us. Humans, your strength and ideas are different. Perhaps together we can be more than survivors." The alliance was born. Soon, Varkan ships joined the human fleet. Their fierce warriors trained alongside human soldiers. Their battle tactics mixed with human creativity, making a new fighting style no Empire fleet had seen. But the humans did not stop there. Another secret mission found the rare and mysterious Alari, a species skilled in technology and stealth. The Alari were quiet and clever, able to hack systems and move unseen. They were the perfect allies for intelligence and surprise attacks. Together, humans, Varkan, and Alari began to build a fleet that was more than just machines and weapons. It was a fleet of hope, unity, and power. The exiles were no longer alone. Back on Draco's 9, the Empire's spies watched with growing fear. The Council of the Empire gathered in their grand halls, arguing over what to do. Many feared the humans would return stronger than ever. Others thought they could still be controlled or destroyed before that happened. "We cannot let humans build alliances," said General Kozar, a high-ranking officer. "They will tear our empire apart if we allow it." "Yet we cannot strike blindly," warned Counselor Lithos. "Humans fight with a wild strength we do not fully understand. Rash moves will only make them more dangerous." As the humans trained, fought, and built, a message came from Jace Walker. It was bold and strange, a formal wedding invitation sent directly to the Empire's capital. Every invitation was accompanied by a warship parked boldly in the orbit of the Imperial world. This shocked the Empire. A wedding invitation was usually a sign of peace, or at least a hope for alliance. But sending warships with the invitation was a clear warning. Humans were saying, "We come with respect and power." The invitation read simply, "We were banished for being too dangerous. Now we invite you to a wedding joining of strength and respect. Attend or prepare for war." Empire was confused. What did this mean? Was it a joke? A threat? A trick? Jace Walker stood firm. "This wedding is not about love," he told his commanders. "It is a promise. A promise that humans have grown. We're ready to take our place in the galaxy, whether by handshakes or by battle." Inside the Empire, the debate raged on. Some wanted to accept the invitation and find peace. Others saw it as a challenge that must be crushed. Tensions rose, and the Empire decided to send a small fleet to meet the humans both as guards for the wedding, as a show of strength. The day came when the human fleet met the Imperial fleet near the edge of the Empire's core. From both sides, faced each other silently, their crews watching and waiting. Jaca and Laura stood on the horizon, Star's Bridge, eyes steady. "We do not want war," Jace said quietly. "But we will not back down either." Suddenly without warning, the Imperial fleet attacked. The humans were ready. Their new allies fought fiercely. The Varkan warriors led boarding actions, breaking enemy lines with strength and speed. The Alari hacked into Imperial systems, causing confusion and chaos. Human ships moved unpredictably, striking where the Empire least expected. The battle was fierce but quick. The Imperial fleet was forced to retreat. The Empire was shocked. Humans had not only returned, but had become more dangerous than ever imagined. After the battle, Jace sent a message to the Empire's council. "We came with an invitation. We brought warships not to threaten, but to show our strength. We are not the exiles you once feared. We are a new force. Join us, or stand aside." This message spread quickly across the galaxy. Other alien races watched carefully. Some began to support the humans quietly, hoping for change. Others prepared for the coming storm back on Draco's 9. Children played under the twin suns, unaware of the growing tension in space. Elders told stories of Earth and old battles, teaching lessons of courage and unity. Jack looked at the stars again, knowing the Empire would not give up easily. But he also knew the humans were no longer alone. With their allies, their strength, and their will, they would change the galaxy forever. "Our wedding invitation has been sent," Jace said. "Now, we wait to see who will accept it, and who will face the consequences." The galaxy was quiet, but tension filled the space between stars. The humans' wedding invitation had shocked the Empire and many other species. No one knew what to expect. Was this a true offer of peace, or a clever trap? Commander Jace Walker stood on the bridge of the Horizon Star. The ship's systems hummed quietly, ready for anything. Beside him, Captain Laura Kim studied the star map, tracing possible routes for the journey ahead. "The Empire has sent no answer yet," Laura said softly. "But their fleets are moving. They prepare for war, or maybe they plan to meet us." Halfway, Jace nodded. "Either way, we must be ready. This wedding's more than a message, it is a test. They want to see if humans are still weak exiles or something greater." The Alliance fleet had grown stronger. The Varkan warriors trained their soldiers in new battle formations, mixing their fierce style with human tactics. The Alari's technology made ships faster and harder to detect. Humans developed new weapons, combining alien power with their own designs. One night, as the fleet rested near a small star system, a human scout brought news. "We have detected a new group approaching," he reported. "They call themselves the Solari, a proud empire that once fought the Galactic Empire. They want to join us." Jace and Laura looked at each other with surprise. The Solari were known as strong and proud warriors, and their arrival could change everything. Soon, Solari ships appeared, their golden hulls shining in the starlight. Solari leaders met with Jace and the other commanders. After long talks, a new alliance was formed. The human fleet was no longer just humans and outcasts. It was becoming a powerful coalition. Word of this alliance spread fast. The Galactic Empire's leaders grew anxious. They knew the humans were not just rebuilding, they were leading a new force that threatened old powers. In the Imperial capital, council meetings became heated. Some members urged immediate war. Others suggested sending diplomats to negotiate peace. "We cannot ignore this," warned General Kaiser. "Humans have proven they will not be controlled. Our allies grow. If we delay, we lose. Yet war is costly," Councillor Lethos argued. "Perhaps we should meet them and find a way to avoid destruction." Finally, the Empire decided to send a delegation with a fleet to meet the humans at a neutral space station near the Empire's border. The delegation was led by High Commander Vrel, skilled warrior and diplomat. When the humans and their allies arrived at the station, tension was thick. Warships from both sides filled the space, engines humming softly. The station's halls were filled with guards and officials watching every move. Jace met Vrel in the main hall. They shook hands, each careful but respectful. "Commander Walker," Rel said, "your invitation was bold. The Empire did not expect this. Tell me, what do you want?" Jace looked steady. "We want respect. A place in the galaxy where humans and our allies can live without fear. We offer peace, but we are prepared for war." The talks began, long and difficult. Humans, Varkan, Alari, and Solari spoke with the Empire's diplomats. Each side had demands and fears. While the talks continued, a secret threat moved in the shadows. A group within the Empire, unhappy with peace, planned sabotage. They believed war was the only way to destroy the humans. One night, alarms sounded on the station. Explosions rocked the halls. Chaos spread as saboteurs attacked key systems, hoping to start a war. But humans and their allies were ready. Soldiers fought back with courage and skill, and the Varkan warriors defended the corridors fiercely. Lari hackers found the saboteurs, leader, and stopped their plans. The attack failed, but trust between sides was broken. The Empire's leaders blamed the humans, and the humans blamed the Empire's hardliners. "This wedding invitation was meant to unite," Jace said after the attack. "But some in the Empire want only war. We must be careful." With the peace talks damaged, the humans decided to send a clear message. They would show the galaxy their strength, not just in words, but in power. The Alliance fleet moved out, traveling past the neutral zone toward the Empire's heart. Ships flew fast and silent, ready for battle if needed. Back in the Empire, panic grew. Some races began to secretly support the humans, hoping for change. Others prepared fleets to meet the threat. As the fleet approached the Imperial capital, the humans sent a broadcast across space, showed their Alliance ships, their new technology, and their united crew. The message was clear: we come not to destroy, but to build a new future. Join us, or stand aside. The galaxy watched closely. The Empire faced a choice: accept the humans and their allies as equals, or fight a war that might destroy everything. JACE stood on the Horizon Stars Bridge, looking out at the stars. "Our wedding invitation is more than a promise," he said. "It is a challenge to the galaxy, to respect strength and unity, or fall to fear and pride." The story was far from over. The next steps would decide the fate of the humans, their allies, and the entire galaxy. The stars blinked coldly as the human and allied fleet moved closer to the heart of the Galactic Empire. The tension in space was thick like a storm ready to break. All eyes in the galaxy watched, waiting to see what would happen next. "Commander." Jace Walker stood on the bridge of the Horizon Star, calm but alert. Beside him, Captain Laura Kim studied the battle plans carefully. Their fleet was stronger than ever. A mix of human ships and those of their allies, the fierce Varkan, the clever Alari, and the proud Solari. "The Empire's fleet is gathering," Lara said quietly. "They don't want us to reach the capital." "Without a fight?" Jace nodded. "We expected this. But we are not here just to fight. We are here to change the future." The Empire's warships moved into formation, shining like dark giants against the stars. Their commanders believed strength, and numbers would crush the human alliance once and for all. But they had forgotten one important thing: than humans and their allies fought with heart and surprise. As the two fleets faced each other, the silence was broken by the Empire's flagship sending a message. "Humans, this is High Commander Varel. You were ordered to stand down. This is your final warning." Jace's voice was steady as he replied, "We did not come here to beg or hide. We came to offer a new path. Listen well, join us in respect and peace, or prepare for battle." The Empire's fleet ignored the offer and opened fire. Bright beams of energy and missiles flew across the dark space. The battle had begun. The humans and their allies fought with skill and unity. Varkan warriors led daring boarding missions, striking deep into enemy ships. Alari hackers disabled enemy shields and weapons from a distance. Solari ships moved fast, striking where least expected. Human captains used clever tactics learned during exile. They moved unpredictably, avoiding the Empire's strongest attacks and hitting weak points. Their new weapons, powered by the heart of Dracos, proved stronger than anything the Empire had seen. The battle was fierce and long. Many ships were damaged, but the human fleet never broke. Their unity gave them strength beyond machines. Soldiers fought not just for survival, but for a new future. In the middle of the battle, Jace received a call from Laura, the commander. The Empire's flagship is vulnerable. We can strike now and end this. Jace thought for a moment, then he nodded. Do it. But remember, this is not just a fight for power, it is a fight for respect. We must win without losing who we are. Humans and their allies focused their attacks. With a mighty strike, the Empire's flagship was disabled. Its weapons went silent and its shields fell. The Empire's fleet hesitated. Without their leader's command, confusion spread. Some ships tried to retreat. Others prepared to surrender. Hi, Commander Varel sent a final message. Humans, you have won this battle. What now? Jace answered. We offer peace and respect. A chance to build a new empire where all species stand equal. The Empire's council met in emergency. The defeat shocked many leaders. Some still wanted revenge. Others saw the chance. For Change.vrell spoke to the council. This battle showed us the humans are not the enemies we feared. They are a force of strength and unity. Perhaps it is time to listen. After days of debate, the council agreed to send diplomats to meet the humans and their allies. A new meeting was planned not to threaten or fight, but to build a future together. Back on the horizon star, Jace addressed his fleet. We have won a battle, but the war for peace is just beginning. We must show the galaxy that respect is stronger than fear. The Alliance ships cheered, their hope growing. The humans and their allies had proven they could stand against the Empire. Now, they would prove they could lead with honor. As the fleet moved to the meeting point, many in the galaxy watched with hope. The old ways of fear and war were being challenged. A new dawn was rising, one born from exile, built on unity, and led by those once called too dangerous. The great meeting was set in a neutral space station floating at the edge of the Empire's core. Ships from humans and their allies gathered alongside Imperial vessels. The station was huge, with tall windows showing stars beyond and halls filled. With delegates and guards, Commander Jace Walker stood beside Captain Laura Kim, watching as ambassadors from many species arrived. This meeting was unlike any before. It was a chance to change the fate of the galaxy. The Empire's leaders sent High Commander Vril to lead their side. He was a strong man, proud but cautious. Jace knew the path ahead would be difficult, but hopeful. The first day was filled with speeches. The Empire spoke of order and control. Humans spoke of freedom and respect. Varkan warriors told stories of survival. Lari shared their hopes for peace. Solari spoke of honor. Despite the words, tension hung in the air. Both sides knew the past was full of pain and betrayal. Trust was thin. During a break, Jace met Vrel in a quiet hall. This meeting is fragile, Jace said, but it is our best chance. Vrel nodded. Humans have changed the game. Your strength is clear, but so is your desire for peace. Must find common ground. Talks continued for days. Difficult questions were raised. How to share power. How to rebuild trust. How to prevent more war. Then, a surprise came. A group of Empire hardliners, angry and fearful, tried to stop the talks. They sent a fleet to attack the station. Alarms sounded. Ships scrambled to defend the station. The human and allied fleets worked with the Empire's loyal forces to fight off the attackers. The battle was fierce, but short. The hardliners were defeated. Their actions showed that some in the Empire did not want peace. After the battle, Jace spoke to the delegates. This attack shows how fragile peace is, but it also shows why peace is needed. The Empire's council agreed to remove the hardliners and continue talks in good faith. Slowly, agreements were made. New laws were proposed to protect all species' rights. Plans were created to rebuild damaged worlds and share technology. JACE. And Vrel signed the first treaty of the new alliance. It was not perfect, but it was a start. The humans' wedding invitation had become Rella joining of strength, respect, and hope. Back on Draco's 9, the exiles watched news of the treaty with pride. Their hard work and courage had changed the galaxy. Children dreamed of stars and peace. Elders smiled at the new stories being written. Jaisa looked at the stars one last time before the fleet prepared to return home. "We were banished for being dangerous," he said. "But now, we build a future where strength and peace walk together." The galaxy had changed, and humans were at its heart. The galaxy was not the same as before. The great exile that had once pushed humans to the edge had become the fire that forged a new future. Commander Jace Walker stood on the bridge of the Horizon Star, looking out at the stars that now seemed brighter and full of promise. Years had passed since the humans were banished. During that time, they had built a new fleet with their allies, the fierce Varkan, the clever Alari, and the proud Solari. Together they had challenged the Galactic Empire and forced it to listen. The empire that once feared humans now had to accept them as equals. The wedding had come and gone. Not a wedding of love, but a ceremony of unitia, joining of many species into a new alliance. Ships from all races gathered in the imperial capital's orbit, shining under twin suns. The ceremony was simple but powerful. Leaders shook hands, and voices promised peace and respect. Jay felt a deep pride. "We were called dangerous," he said quietly to Laura Kim, his trusted captain. "But our danger was our strength. It made us survive. It made us change the galaxy." Laura smiled. "And now, the galaxy changes with us." Despite the ceremony, challenges remained. Old enemies still watched, and some species doubted the new alliance. Jace knew the peace was fragile but believed in the strength of unity. In the weeks after the wedding, humans and their allies began working together with the Empire to rebuild damaged worlds. Technology was shared carefully. Trade routes reopened. Cultural exchanges began. Children from many races learned together, dreaming of a galaxy where all were free. One day a message arrived from a distant system. Species thought lost had sent a call for help. Without hesitation, the Alliance sent ships to aid them. This act showed the galaxy that the new union was more than words, it was action. Back on Draco's 9, the exiles who had once survived harsh storms now watched with hope. Their sacrifices had changed history. Jack stood once more under the red sky of their exile home. "This planet was our prison," he said, "but it became our forge." As ships prepared to explore new frontiers, Jace knew the journey was just beginning. Humans and their allies would face dangers, but together they would rise. The galaxy was wide, and the stars called to them. No longer banished, humans were now leaders, proof that sometimes the most dangerous become the greatest. Hope.